All right, I've got one from Deb. Deb, she's in cohort 3 right now. So she asks, when the pandemic began, I stopped watching both the local and cable news. I felt like my heart couldn't handle all the dire news. With regard to the world events, how do you strike the balance between being in overwhelm and being an ostrich? Signed, former cable news junkie.
Me too. I'm a former too. And from the minute I got up in the morning shows, and anytime I was home, it would be CNN or MSNBC for me. Here's where I netted out. I too realized that it was having a dramatic impact on my vibrational climate. The vibrational climate is kind of where your energetic set point. And that's when your thoughts and your stories are setting that point. And that climate is it's a match to whatever you're attracting. So you got to take that seriously. You've got to take your storytelling seriously. You've got to do everything you can to counteract, to neutralize worry and anxiety. And you've got to look for what's working in your life and in the world and in nature. What's working, and appreciate it, because you want that vibrational climate to be a match to a better life, not a worse one. So I too had that feeling. And what I realized is when I stopped watching it all. It's also very repetitive. Listen, I'm a former TV producer. They've got hours to fill. So unless there's an actual worldwide crisis, and there've been a few lately, they don't have anything new. So it's the same thing over and over and over again. And that has an effect on your nervous system. That has an effect. It leans you in the direction of a story that you really don't want to tell. So what I realized is there's no big news that's going to escape me by not watching it. There's no big news that's going to escape me. I'm going to find out that so-and-so died, or that something blew up, or there's no big news that's going to escape me. But I'm not going to I'm not going to tune in my receiver to the repetitive ongoing thing that does create anxiety and whatever. You know, my father, who's going to be 86, and he would describe him, he would say he's a worrywart. And yet I watch what he feeds his spirit, and it's the nightly news in Chicago, which is the Chicago nightly news followed by the national news. It's like the 1-2 punch. Chicago being like the murder capital, murder rate capital of the universe. And that's all it is. Nobody's saying, hey, this great thing happened. And this great thing happened, and this is working, and this is working, and this is working, which is really the truth of the world. The truth of the world is there's way more well-being than dissonance. But first of all, the reason why we don't produce that is because nobody wants to watch it. Because really, you want to see the murders and the crimes. You gotta see how things affect you. So turn off that cable news. You're not missing anything. That's the tea, Court. That's the strong cable news tea.